really live this time?
Hello?
I don't believe you. I'm going to
Are we
watch
online?
myself and believe. I'm
Check
going
it
to check
live.
it
We're
live. I'm
checking
going to
it.
watch us
It's
live.
loading.
Not because I'm conceited. Maybe a little bit. It just says loading. Are you watching us live out there? If you're watching us live, I want you to tweet us right now at Road2NAB Show. Tell us you can
That
see
we
us.
are
Tell us that the tech
live.
problems are gone. Make me feel like I'm not here alone talking to Jenny all by myself like a weirdo.
Adrian's here too.
I'm here too.
When
Is
did you
there
get
something-
here?
What?
Where did you
How
come
long
from?
you been here?
I'm getting tired just sitting here talking to you people.
I know. It says, we're sorry there was a problem completing the request. Please check your network connectivity.
Why are we not connected?
Because
we
we're in a very large cement room
This is
Oh, there's that.
crazy.
with
Yes.
lots of metal and pillars
Well, if
and
anybody's
Wi-Fi
watching,
jammers.
Is that what happens?
It looks like
I don't get the
I would really like to know if we're live because we're just talking to ourselves if we're not live. Wait, something's happening.
Something's
It says live.
Woo!
But I don't see a picture.
It's coming.
It's
It
loading
says
video.
50 viewers. Holy
crap!
This is our largest audience ever, and you can't even see us.
Hi, guys.
You know why they're here? Because we have one of the writers from Goonies 2 coming on, and there is going to be questions.
You guys,
Oh,
you guys.
yeah.
I'm gonna marry him.
Elvis,
Were you
Elvis
serious?
is going to marry him.
Is that
That's who
what
I'm marrying today. He's my husband.
Because you said you were going to get married
Oh,
today.
I'm getting
and Elvis
married
is
today.
here to do
So
the
check
job.
it out. Check it out. You know what? I want
Okay.
Stenner, who is on here and who is a real deal contestant. Is he not?
He is
Stenner.
absolutely is a
Can-
real deal
If
semifinalist.
you can see us, Stenner, will you tweet to us right now and say we can see you because we don't
need
trust
your help, Stenner.
that
We don't trust
this is
anyone
actually
but
live.
you.
No, I keep sending and it keeps saying.
It says sound sucks,
No.
too much echo, but they can see us. Justin. Our
Apparently we
producer,
suck.
Justin.
We suck. We sound suck.
Echo.
Okay, so
Echo.
while they're fixing that really quickly, let's do our real deal. We have Stenner on here. He asked a question, but before we get to that, why don't we say, Adrian, tell us that big news that happened today that made you excited.
Well, I was really excited. I was actually brought to tears. On the way here, I was informed that one of our semifinalists was actually apparently on Good Morning America this morning, all across the country or in most major markets across the country, talking about the show and that he really pimped the show. That was Justin. Thank you. And then as soon as I got here, I got a tweet from another one of our semifinalists who was on the cover, front page of her newspaper in her big city. And I read it and I cried. I mean, like, they totally did a good job. They explained the show really well. She explained the show really well. It's all going to be on our press
What you're saying
page.
is the real deal just went national, like hardcore.
The real deal just got real.
The
It
real
just
deal
got,
just got
yeah,
real.
shit just got real. I can say that on this show.
You can, because we're
Hells
live streaming
yeah.
and there's no one to stop you.
Yeah, and and it just I totally teared up because my dream has been that this is a really collaborative effort, and one of the things that made me so joyful was it was even reflected in the article, you know, that she's already made a ton of friends and, you know, this is a really big thing. And that it's not competitive at all. It's super collaborative because the goal of the show is actually to bring out the excellence in everyone and get everybody to step up their game and do even better and better and better. You know, and that's what the goal is. It's not to, you know, vote people off the island. We have a no assholes policy, so everybody who is a semifinalist is already amazingly awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm one of those people.
Me too. But I've been like, I'm learning the Twitter. I am.
You're
But,
not
like,
the only one. That's what she was saying. She's like, this whole thing about social media and learning,
crazy.
just the audition process itself, and the fact that she had sworn off. Everybody's like, not doing reality. She's like, this is
It's
totally different. This
It is.
totally. This is the behind the scenes of you exercising your craft and showcasing your
And
excellence.
it's crazy how much support everyone is giving it. Like, I'm watching just people who don't know each other, and all
Right.
they do is give each other support. It's really beautiful.
And that's what we want, and that's the community and the collaborative nature that we're doing on this show. That was the whole point of it, was to show that you can have something that creates these, you know, amazing dramatic moments. I mean, you're making a short film in 4 days, so there's going to be drama.
I was gonna say, like, when we just did Road2NAB show. I mean, we're still kind of wrapping it up, but like we were on the road doing, in a way, what you're gonna do, but on a
Yeah.
you're doing on a more massive
Yeah, but
level.
we're not going to travel because that's that
That's
is like
crazy.
adding.
Who
It's
does
crazy.
that?
Who does that? That yeah, the adding the RV into the equation is not something that I put in my game plan because that's adding a layer of complexity and a teamster there's so many variables. There is a flat tire. There is a running out of gas. There is a carburetor problem. There's a starter that goes out. There is an all. Did you not?
I'm
see
getting
Breaking
anxious.
Bad?
I know we made
The
it here,
only
but I'm getting really
The
anxious.
only problem with the road trip is not having a bathroom. Okay, everything
Yes.
else is fine.
No, okay, so we do need they will need an RV sponsor for the next road to wherever they're going.
Yes, we do.
A big RV that comes with a potty and a shower.
Oh my gosh.
Because they were a little
Yes.
fragrant when they got here.
Yes, we were. We
Just
were
a little. Love them, but stinky.
Smelled.
Yeah,
So
it was a long day.
we since we started late, we're gonna
That's
get our next guest in as soon as possible. But thank you for stopping by and sharing the cool news with us. Yay, bye. So we are like super stoked because for whatever reason, Rydell Danzy from Why Not Sin Pillow has arrived in Vegas.
What?
And we've been
What?
able to steal him
What?
and get him on our show.
Oh my god!
So we want to bring him over and come talk to us. What?
What
Collier
did you do?
Landry, are you saying something to us?
What did we do?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Rydell,
Something's
come
happening.
to the show.
Oh.
Adrian's over there starting
Drama.
trouble and drama.
That show is not about drama.
Did she tell you that I told America not to vote for you?
Yep.
Collier Landry?
He's just hearing the news.
Don't worry, nobody was watching that.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey!
What's up?
Nothing. How are y'all doing today?
We're so excited that you could come. This is a rare. This guy is so busy that we can't even. We've been friends for freaking ever, and we can't even text each other because we're so busy. And we're here not only in Vegas, but like sitting here. Like you were here for the show. I'm
Yes,
so excited.
yes. Thank you for having me. I pretty much appreciate it.
What are you doing right? What is happening in Why Not's life right now?
Right now we are still in not development. We are still in post with Into the Equinox. We just wrapped up.
Tell
after-
everybody what Into Equinox is.
I'm gonna get there. I have a
Oh boy,
process.
here it starts. Here it starts. All right.
We just finished wrapping up Crossroads all the way from beginning to the end, 100% completely done. It'll be at all of the DOD, VOD, whatever your acronym, pick it. It's going to be out for that. We just finished that up probably a week ago. 3-year-long process from beginning to the end. And we started Into the Equinox 2 years ago? 2 years ago, and 3 in August, so it looks like it's going to be another one. Into the Equinox is a film that we went to Alaska to shoot. It's a thriller. And yeah.
So here's the thing, though, that people got to know about Rydell and his and Why Not Sin Pillow. And am I saying that right?
Why Not Sin Pillow?
His crew, it's not a big crew. I mean, how many are there really technically? Maybe 5 of you guys?
There's 2 of us at the tip of the spear, which is Elliot Rodriguez and myself.
Woo!
And then under that, there are 3 other people that are just around. And
So
actually,
it's like 5.
yeah, it's like,
So
yeah.
my point is, like, you are really the indie filmmakers at the core of it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have money to make movies. You just have the gear and the people, and you get the actors, and you find, someone gives you a location, whatever it is, and you go, we're going to go make it. We're not going to wait for
Exactly.
financing to come in.
Exactly. When I first came up with Crossroads, I literally looked at all of my assets of what I had and the locations and what I knew I had access to that I wouldn't have to pay for, or it was going to cost very little. And I said, okay, this scene's going to be here, this scene's going to be there. And then I put that all within the script and then just made it happen. And the same thing with Into the Equinox. We knew we had access to Alaska. And actually, you know what? It was so wonderful shooting out there. I think we were going to spend around 10 grand for permits and things of that nature. And they just said, no, not at all. And we were able to use the airport there and shoot in there. And it was
Where's
just
this
beautiful.
magical
Marking that
land?
in my
Where's this
Yeah.
magical
diary.
land? I don't want to shoot in Alaska, though. That
What?
sounds
Why not?
far
Aren't there
away
like
and
whales
cold.
and
It's like 4 or 5 hours on a plane or something.
it's like
or
going to
something.
Hawaii.
Jenny and I,
Yeah.
we fly on private helicopters now.
We
don't-
did.
We don't fly on planes.
all the way to
all the way to Fontana, California.
classy.
Hey,
I think it's classy.
Hey,
Hey,
don't knock Fontana.
hey, no,
Pretty great.
Those NASCAR fans, man, they're serious business.
I want to go see whales in Alaska though. I think that should be our next
You
film.
can see whales here.
Yeah, but That's all.
It's the same
Yeah, but
rules.
You finished. So you're finishing the movies. Everything's going good. What is sort of the big plan for this year for you guys?
This year, literally, we are just putting it all towards Into the Equinox. We're not going to start anything shooting new right now. We are shooting other stuff for other people, and this year is going to be an easy year for us. It's going to be a little bit more laid back, and then the following year, we're jumping right back into it.
Ha ha. Do you even believe that, Elliot? Do you even believe that this will be a laid back year? He is a liar. Do you even know how to be laid back?
Yeah, I mean,
you do in real life, like you're laid back right now and you're chill.
well, at the bottom, at the end of the day, you have to say what is it that I want, and you just go for it and you do it. So it doesn't feel like work, and it doesn't feel like I'm spending a lot of time. It's me saying I want to get from point A to point B, and if I'm doing D, E, G, Q, R, and it's not.
I think a lot of people
beneficial to
do
that, I'm not doing it.
make that mistake, and I used to do that too, where I kind of would like just say yes to every project because you think, oh, the more I'm doing, the more could happen. But
Exactly.
really, you spread yourself thin, and then nothing is great.
Just because you're busy doesn't mean that you're productive.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I would love to hear any kind of fun, because we actually had a question yesterday from our producer at Aaron Schumann, who is busy editing and can't be here. But his question yesterday that we didn't get to was like, what is one of the scariest or the most not scariest, the most craziest production story you have? Do you have a crazy production story? I'm sure you have a lot, but is there one that comes to mind?
The bear?
What?
The bear? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a funny
That's
one. Okay,
Come in, sit on the chair. It sounds like this is partly
sit on
your
my lap.
story.
Tell Santa what you want. All right. Sit on the floor.
Do you
Sit
want
right
this?
there. Or get
Yeah,
on
yeah. Dip your head in.
So we're
So this is Elliot. What is your nickname again? Rody. Rody.
Rody,
And are you, you? I saw in your tag you've officially been put as vice president of Why Not San Pelo. Is that an official thing now?
It's an official thing. Yeah.
You working hard for the man.
We're working hard.
Right, El became the man.
I
didn't
didn't
he?
we're both the man.
So tell us this crazy production story.
Okay. No, I'll set it up. You finish it. So we're going to Alaska. We get there. We get off the plane. We did all of the bear training that we were going to do, and we took a bunch of guys that have never been out in the wilderness. Like I grew up in the country, so I'm fine with it. And literally, we go on our scouting trip, an hour off the plane, and then there's a bear. First off, Alaska is like being inside of a zoo with no cages. There was like animals everywhere.
You still want to go there?
I want to go there. I want to go to there.
And you can smell them.
You just don't
Yeah.
know what it is when you're not.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is that peculiar smell? And then 2 seconds later,
And it's like bear.
big elks right next to us.
Elks?
They were
yeah,
moose.
we had
Oh,
elks.
they're
Moose.
so cute.
No, they're like
I mean, giant,
they're
dangerous,
very
cute
dangerous,
animals.
and they're as big as trucks.
And yeah.
But the bear situation, we're walking down, and we all had a plan about what to do if you see a bear. My plan was if I get attacked, keep rolling, because that'd be great publicity. Because either way, I'm still going down, right? So we see the bear, and everybody stops, and you're not supposed to run. And 2 of the people, I went to turn
Take
around
off.
and say, hey, everybody, turn around and gone. Everybody's gone. And then this guy, he brings his camera, and then go ahead, finish it
I
up.
wanted to shoot on actual film as opposed to digital, so I brought my Canon AE1 and decided to get as close as I could with my camera.
Totally
I,
makes sense.
Kept shooting.
Totally.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The bear was like maybe 20 yards away. Like that's literally nothing for a bear to come turn around and run. And it kept looking over its shoulder back at me. And the guy kept saying, "Hey, come back. Hey, slow down." I was like, "Just one more shot. Just one more shot."
And the bear's trying to walk away from him, and he's steadily walking towards
Oh
the
my
bear.
god.
And I had to get that shot. And every time I turn around, I'd be like, But so I took maybe like 15, 20 pictures on that single shot, and then we went to a conservatory and shot a whole bunch of animals, and pretty much the entire day I was shooting. And I thought to myself, wait a second, this isn't digital.
He was like, I haven't
When
had
do
to
I
reload.
I haven't had to reload my film yet.
No.
So I was like, you know what, maybe I should just take it out. I opened the camera up, and I never had film.
No. I can't even talk to you guys anymore. You have to
That was a
leave.
running joke the
I'm
whole
gonna
trip.
cry.
It's their film and a camera, like literally, because we were shooting everything digital except for him. He didn't have film
See,
in the camera.
another reason that digital's better. I seriously am tearing up over that. That's painful.
It does. It hurts.
Because I was going to be
see
like,
a
I want to
bear
see the bear
picture.
pictures. And now this amazing story, and I'll never see pictures. Get out.
It's all right here.
I'm kicking
It's
you
all
off
right
the
here.
That's so sad.
Look, I'm getting called from while we're on. So, what you guys?
I'm getting called from
the bear is calling. He wants to know.
He has a story too.
Hey,
The
boo-boo.
SWAT story. Remember when?
Oh yeah,
All right, one more quick story.
Oh, no, okay.
This is hilarious.
So we're down in Santa Monica, and we're shooting, and it's one of those days where I have 30, 40 people. It's like the climax of the movie, and I had all types of weapons out: AK-47s, M4s. I had a rocket launcher, shotguns.
Kids
We had
don't try this
makeup.
at home.
This let's preface this by saying he is a trained professional who comes to sets to help people. Like, he actually came on my movie that was with Eric Roberts and Corey Feldman, Worth. I brought Rydell in specifically to do all the SWAT stuff because he's trained in this. He's trained to do this. Continue.
Okay, so I preface the day with the safety briefing, and it's don't take any weapons outside. Leave them all here. If you don't need it, don't touch it. Okay? So what happened was we're shooting, and it's all bad guy stuff. And I'm like bloodied and stuff from the makeup, and I have on like a tack vest, and I have like my secondary on my side, and I have like an MP5 on my front, and I had like 2 knives on me, and I see like full tack gear cops coming around the corner, and they're pulled up.
No.
And my first thought was, didn't I tell you not to go outside? and so I was like, wait a minute, we're not shooting cop stuff today. It's all bad guy stuff. So I said, everybody put your weapons down, put your hands up, don't move.
Oh my.
So I walk over and I have my hands up, and I was like, hey, buddy, what's going on? Hey, buddy. And so he was like, can you open the door? And I was like, I can't on this floor, but I can on the other floor, blah, 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 blah. So I go down, and I tell everybody, just don't move, don't do anything. And I open up the gate, and then they all come in.
Oh my.
So they all come in on this. They're all ready to go.
I'm freaking terrified
I'm
right now.
so
My
scared.
heart is
I'm
racing.
so scared.
And so then they like separate some of us, and they start talking, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, the guy, their head guy was a Marine, and I was prior Army. And so we started talking, and then they let us finish shooting for the rest of the day.
Oh
Did you
my
put
God.
them in the
That's
movie?
Okay.
No,
You
well,
keep-
I
that's it.
have pictures, and I did a shout out to him in the credits and on IMDb.
This is the thing, though, with Rydell. This is the thing that it makes me sick, to be honest. He's the kind of person that, like, he'll just be like, oh, hey, I don't know, you random person. I want to use your 50-foot yacht today to film. Okay, sure. You get away with so much shit. It doesn't even make sense how much you get away with.
That's not getting away with. That's just being
Matter of fact,
polite.
Adrian, I think I've been totally wrong. I think I need to bring him on as my producer.
I don't produce. I only
Oh.
produce out of necessity.
No, because you're gonna make things happen for me. It's just a shame that you didn't apply as a director. That's a shame. That's a shame. Sorry, guys, you're not seeing what's happening.
I have no idea what's going on either.
We'll explain
I'm
later.
Here. I see
All
what's
right,
happening.
so go talk to Adrian. And now my heart is racing from that story. I'm glad it had a good ending, because it could have had a very, very different, horrible ending.
It could have, but
then you
like
wouldn't
I was
be
prepared
here.
for it before it happened, but they literally we shot for maybe 3.5 more hours, and they just said, okay, it's
That's
good.
wild.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. All right. Thank
So.
you guys so much for stopping by. I hope we're going
Thank
to
you for
see you
having us.
later for some mixing Vegas fun times. All right, we'll get you out.
All right.
Bye, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right. So,
We're getting hugs live. I want a live hug.
Can't leave without hugs. As everybody on Facebook and Twitter knows, I'm a hug freak. Strangers are allowed to hug me as long as you're
You
showered
shouldn't
and
say
you're
that
not
on a
creepy.
live show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's a nice, friendly hug of sorts,
Friendly.
then it's fine.
There's and
We
not
should
like
see if we
friendly,
have any Twitter
but
questions,
friendly.
because we are about to do we're about to bring on our writer from
so
Goonies 2,
excited.
and I
So
really want to
excited.
know what some of our Twitter people want to know.
Twitter folks.
While I'm doing this, can you tell everybody through our Twitter that get ready, because
Get ready
Jay Lee's
through our
coming up.
Twitter.
So we have a question. Hey, Tony Molino figured out Twitter. Hi, Tony.
We're
He
proud of
wants
you,
to
Tony.
know- you know what? Before I answer this, let's bring on the perfect person. Can we get Collier Landry?
Collier
to come
Landry.
Join us?
Paging Collier Landry.
'Cause
This
he's got
is
a
the
great
part where I
question.
lose my chair, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. okay.
Are you okay with
I
that?
get it.
Do you want to sit on the floor?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause I like you
do.
here.
Okay, fine. I'll sit on the floor.
I
But
like
then you're
it
not
here,
going to see
too.
me. Ready? Okay.
Okay, wait.
Bye, you guys.
So, where did Collier go? I want to ask this question. This happens. This happens on our show. So, Tony Molino wants to know, being in demand means super busy. How do you balance that and still take time to smell the roses and stuff? So I wanted to bring Collier in over here to talk about this, because Collier's one of the busiest people. Oh, he bought red vines. This is why I love him.
This is the best day ever.
These are red vines.
I love it.
They're not healthy, but
They're
we pretend they're a fruit group. Hi, Collier's mom in Ohio.
Collier, you want Mark?
Hi, my mom in Georgia.
Hi, Mom in France who's not watching me.
So Collier, Tony Molino says being in demand means being super busy. How do you balance that and take time to still smell the roses and stuff? And he says and stuff.
I don't know. I try to find the roses whenever I'm busy doing.
This is why I brought him on,
So-
because I think Collier doesn't have time. He doesn't take the time. Like, you're so busy all the time, and you really never do. Like, there'll be times where, like, let's just go see a movie.
I do miss
And you
running
can't.
in Running Canyon like 3 times a week, and that hasn't happened for a while, and that makes me sad. I need to. When I get back to LA, I'm going to go to Running Canyon.
See, for me,
myself.
I make it a very much a point to even if it's a TV show, even if it's like take an hour.
But
to
I
watch
love
a TV
what I
show.
do, so a lot of
I love what I
times
do
it's
too, but I
not.
think there's a stress factor that, like,
Yeah.
but I think also the other thing that we do is we try to enjoy what we do. Like, when we're on set, like when we were talking. Me and Jenny have talked about with Billy Ray. Like, when we were in the middle of when we were in the middle of shooting Billy Ray's concert and we're on stage, we actually stopped and we're like, "Holy shit! Like, is this our life? Like, this is amazing."
No, well, I was there too. I was.
know, but
It
I'm
was
just
like
saying,
the
like,
same.
we take
Yeah,
the
that was.
time.
I did take that in too.
Did
It was
you
pretty
though?
cool.
Because I feel like you're like
yeah,
always like
I
the
took time to
crazy-
take a selfie too. selfie with Billy Ray in the back.
Can
That
we
was a good
find that?
selfie. That
Find
was a
that and
good
tweet that.
selfie. Where's my phone? Did I bring my phone?
Okay, so we're running late because of the technical difficulties, so I really want to jump in and get our guest on that everybody's really excited for him.
So this is cool because I'm getting ready to work with our next guest here very soon on a really cool project. And he's going to talk about that.
it,
He's
yeah.
going to talk about some other things that he's working on.
So, if we could please get Jay Lee, who's
My
standing
future
by.
husband.
Jay Lee. He's over there with his
Jay Lee.
producer. They're talking business. Jay
Oreo,
Lee.
get him over here.
Oh, Jay Lee.
Here he comes. This is Mr.
He's
Jay Lee,
walking over to our live
director of
show.
projects for Machinima.
He's been super patient
writer.
with our tech difficulties. You're
Sit-
sitting
You're
there.
gonna get the hot chair.
Sweet. Cool. Awesome.
And this
You
is
gonna join Jenny
Oreo.
on the
This is
floor?
Oreo.
Oreo, I don't think we've met officially. Hi. Thanks. Yeah, we have pictures together and stuff, I think, but nice to officially meet
Oreo
you.
and I went to a castle recently, which was very interesting.
I really
like
want
a
another red vine,
bohemian
just so everybody
castle.
knows. I want another red vine now. You can't just have one red vine.
Where's our PA?
Where's our piece?
PA with red
So-
vines? That was you, Jenny, but
Jay,
you're no longer the
thank
intern.
you for coming on and talking to us. I found out really cool information last night. So I know you have a big announcement. Before we get to that, I want to run you. This is what happens last night. We're all at sort of an industry mixer of sorts, which was amazing.
lot
What
of
was the
fun.
name of the company? We should say thank you to them.
I think was it Pixel?
Oh my
Pixel?
gosh! Oh my gosh! A floating hand is bringing red vines in. Anybody else want a red vine? What was the name of the company?
I think it's Pixel, like Pixel, and there was another company that put it on, right?
Well,
And-
this
and
com-
New Media.
Dude, we better sort
let's
this out
find
real
the
quick.
let's find the name of the company, because we want to thank them because they actually had a really great. They had a party on the terrace of Paris, which was amazing.
Yeah, it was
Gave
awesome.
us free food, free drink, and just entertained us. It was like the guy who played the acoustic guitar and was playing like Prince, like
Yeah.
acoustic, and Michael acoustic. I was like jamming out.
Yeah, he did some awesome Michael
Yeah.
awesome
Yeah,
Michael
that
Jackson
that
cover.
guy who was singing and playing guitar was fantastic. I don't know who he was.
I loved that
So
he
we
looked
have,
like an NAB show sort of nerd, but he had a guitar, so it made him really cool and sexy.
It was
oh.
Bloomberg TV,
Pixel, how do you spell them?
Pixel.
How do you spell them?
P-I-K-S-E-L.
Yeah, go tell a thank you to them because they were awesome. So anyway, we're at this party.
Can Dave squeeze in right now?
I'm sure. Why not? The more the
Can
merrier.
my
got
other
Dave.
producer
Dave's
squeeze
Dave,
coming
why
in.
don't you just
Producer
balance
Dave.
this out and sit right here? So Dave, right
Here's
here, babe.
producer Dave, right there.
You're in charge of the red vines, though. So this is David, who's also in this project. It's gonna be a big announcement. But before I get to announcements, okay, so we're at this event, and we start talking about things like Transformers and how we love it, and how I loved all the Transformers movies, even though everybody hated them, and he loved the Transformers movies. And then I say, but listen, there are some things you shouldn't remake, like Goonies. There should never be a Goonies 2. It's gonna be awful. And
then his face just kind of.
And I was like, what? You like it? You're excited for it? And you said,
I might have some input in the new Goonies movie.
I might have been one of the writers on Goonies 2. I don't know how much of that story. You can't really tell us the story you told me, which is an amazing story.
No, I can't. But thanks to Richard Donner and Sean Astin, it's been confirmed, and the whole cast is coming back, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good movie.
So, is there anything you can tell us at this point? I'm gonna keep checking to see if questions.
And I'm curious too, because we're doing Transformers. We have an Autobot watch and a Decepticon
I
hat.
specifically wore this
It's the dichotomy.
for Jen today. My lucky Autobot watch and my Decepticon hat.
Jen
are you
also.
split personality? Because you're not sure if you want to be good or bad.
No, it's just Transformers.
I'm Autobot all the way. As a matter of fact, what do
Jen,
I say?
are you proud that I knew what that was?
I'm so proud.
Thank you.
I'm proud that
Thank
you knew
you.
what that was.
Listen,
Thank
what do
you.
I say to you
Yeah.
guys every time we leave? What do I say? You know what I say?
I'm a bad geek.
They don't listen to me ever. Every time we're on the road.
Autobots
get
roll
out
out.
of the house. We have to
Autobots
go.
roll out.
Every time.
Actually, the one you gotta always quote is "It's prime time."
It's prime time.
Every time we leave, I'm like, all right, Autobots, roll out. That's what I say.
Yep.
She has
Autobots
said
roll
that.
out.
It doesn't do anything because I don't have the Optimus Prime voice, so nobody listens
It's
to me.
okay. I have my laptop geared to where when it starts up, it talks to me in Prime's voice. So
That's pretty sexy.
yeah, I'm a pretty big geek.
I love that. But you're changing the topic. I want to know about what you could tell us about Goonies 2. Anything at all you could tell us. Do you know yet what you're allowed to say? Story-wise, nothing?
I can confirm that the entire cast is coming back.
That's a good thing.
Woo!
The entire cast is coming back.
Yeah, so that's happening. Definitely, obviously, I believe Spielberg's still involved, and Richard Donner, and I mean pretty much everyone that was on the production crew from the original. So I don't think you're going to be able to go much wrong with it. Of course, it's a sequel to a very large cult classic film, so there's going to be all the internet hate, I'm sure.
When I Willie.
What?
When I Willie.
Is When I Willie back?
Coming back.
Oh, so he passed away,
Oh.
right?
We have the red vines,
We have
Adrian Ashley.
Adrian Ashley
Do you
is
want
searching
the
for
red
red
vines?
vines.
No.
Do you need a red vine?
So
The red vines are like the hottest topic on the show.
they really are.
We're not going to talk about anything else. We're just going to talk about red vines.
The
red
thing is, the
Did
problem
they
is
sponsor the show?
they should sponsor the show.
Next year,
But here's the thing.
Road2NAB show.
The problem is we have that slot, that 1 o'clock hour slot.
Right.
So I'm really hungry every time we start the show.
Oh yeah.
And this is what I eat. And then I eat like 50 of them, and I'm no longer hungry, but I'm also very sick.
Right.
So
But at least you get to sit down for an hour.
I
True.
And they taste kind of like, if anyone's curious what a red vine tastes like, it tastes like a kind of like a cherry strawberry wax.
has anyone out there ever not tasted a red vine?
My mother, Susan, does not.
Susan, you're
never had a red
missing
vine.
out.
So I get in this argument all the time with red
She liked
vine,
their Twizzlers.
like people who like the Twizzlers, and I'm a red vine all the way.
Yeah,
Twizzlers just taste like plastic.
they don't
right?
do it.
I
Yeah.
like Twizzlers, but it depends on my mood. Red Vine definitely is more of a. You know what the best was the
Well,
Super
red vine's
Rope.
on every set in the
Remember the
planet.
Super Rope?
Super Rope was like you go to a baseball game and like get
Yes.
Super Rope was
Super
the bomb.
Rope. Do you guys know Super Rope?
Yep.
I think that rings a bell.
Cowtails.
I don't remember.
Oh man, we would need some
Oh,
cowtails.
cowtails?
up in here. So, okay, I know you have a big announcement, and I want to get into that because this is New Media Expo, the Media Revolution. We're at their booth. Want to talk about new media, and you're revolutionizing. So tell us about it. What's going on?
Maybe just following in Bernie's footsteps a little bit there, but hey. So a couple years ago we had started this project and writing and working on so many aspects of this massive transmedia project. For those who don't know what transmedia is, hopefully you do, but it's telling a story over several platforms, including social media, web series, interactive content, and so I wrote this fantasy project, and we got a lot of talent attached, and we've officially rolled into production. and it's like the most exciting thing ever. And some of our talent is outstanding, and most new media people will know them. So I'm very, very excited about that.
So what do you think about so you're basically saying that your talent is sort of like, is it like the A-list of new media?
We have some A-list new media talent.
Isn't it weird that there's a whole world that like we might
Yes.
know the people, but somebody watching might not have no idea who the hell?
And I thanks to YouTube, like you can be talking to someone and you can mention a name and they'll be like, I don't know who that is, but then you mention the show, which is a big show on YouTube, and they're like, oh, well, I've seen that show, and it's
You know
like,
what's really
oh, it's that girl with the red hair. Oh, I know her. You know?
My daughter is 10, and she's always telling me, Mom, you don't know YouTube because you don't know so and so. And
Yeah.
me and my producer of our last web series sat down with her and we're like, okay, give us a list of names of guys who are cute young guys who you watch on YouTube.
Right.
Like we don't know. She's 10. I feel old.
And she's like, what's
She's
his name?
schooling me.
Shane Dawson.
I've heard the name Shane Dawson. Must have been from her.
Right. PewDiePie.
Oh my God, I don't want to know some of these people.
Right.
So can you tell us any of your?
Yes. So I guess we can go with the three. So Marisha Ray has signed on from Superpower Boogie Beatdown. Everyone has mainly seen their videos. They air their stuff on their channel and Machinima, and I think they just did their big huge hit was Scorpion versus the White Power Ranger, and then they just did Captain America versus Master Chief, which ended up being one of the most controversial videos on YouTube due to the fact that Captain America beat Master Chief, and the entire Halo community went crazy.
I love that. I love YouTube. Y'all are weird in that community.
Yeah. So that's Marisha, and then we've got Trisha Hirschberger from SourceFed, who also has her own show on YouTube called The Naked Truth. Which she does. She takes a shower, gets out of the shower naked, and vlogs.
I can see why she has fans.
Sellable thing.
I want to watch that now.
And then we have Dave helped us out and got Tybee Diskin from Fallout Nuka Break, and her new show is called
Winter's Coming Live.
Winter's Coming Live.
It's a recap show. Sorry, it's a recap show that focuses on Game of Thrones. So you guys should check that out for sure. And also from Fallout Nuka Break, which probably everybody knows her from.
So Fallout Nuka Break's big Machinima hit.
Yeah.
It's done really, really well, and I think that up there with Halo and Mortal Kombat, it's one of the bigger web series that people, has been done in the past 3 or 4 years in the big YouTube boom. So
yeah, I've worked with Tybee in the past, and she's awesome to work with. So we're really looking forward to working with her on this new series.
You want to know you want to know what it's going to be like working with Collier Landry, right? You want to know.
Well, actually,
before we get to I still don't even understand what the hell all y'all are doing on the show. So you're here on our show, and you're talking about this show. I don't know what this show's about. I don't know who the hell y'all are. So please tell us who each of you are, and include Collier in that because he is part of the show now. And what is the show about?
What is it? Did you say the title of the show yet?
I did.
The non-gamer nerd needs to understand.
Right. So the show is called Legendary: A Tale of Blood and Steel. It's a massive fantasy transmedia project.
Okay, wait. Non-gamer nerd. Speak slowly.
If I had to relate it to something, I would have to relate it to Game of Thrones.
Okay.
It's a
I
very.
I don't watch it, but I know what it is.
Game of Thrones meets Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, I like Lord of the Rings.
So it's a vast made-up world with all kinds of characters in it. There's witches, there's wizards. There's
like
warriors.
witches and wizards. See, now he's getting me all
I told you it was cool. I told you it was cool.
So we've got giants. There's goblins. There's.
Now I'm excited to see
Oh my!
this. I know. See? This is how you pitch it.
So pretty much, what the story's about is it's about a super young queen, who kind of teams up with like
a WeHo.
Not West Hollywood Queen.
Not West Hollywood Queen.
She's
Fiefdom
she's a young naive queen who's kind of relying on her older advisor and commander to kind of lead her in the right direction as to how to lead these southern kingdoms.
Okay.
And she kind of teams up with a band of misfits, and they have to go against this massive, evil, tyrannical necromancer who wants
It's
to.
never good when a necromancer gets involved.
No, and I think the thing that really puts us into the fantasy genre is.
I don't know. Let's talk about what is a necromancer exactly.
Oh wow!
Is that like?
I can't.
Necronomicon. Can we
we've got
Google
some-
that?
We've got some very cool evil things.
Cool
that
evil
we
things.
can't.
I like cool evil
Yeah. So I
Cool
mean,
evil things. Hashtag cool evil things.
Think of the darkest character that you've ever seen. Darker.
Darker. Think of the
Oh, yeah.
darkest character ever.
Ooh.
Darker.
So it's like
I can make some people mad. You want me to make some people mad?
it's like
He's more evil than the Emperor from Star Wars.
Blasphemy.
what?
I know, blasphemy.
He's
My
like,
nerd dart just went off the charts. Weep, 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 weep.
Yeah.
Cannot
it's,
be.
It's pretty fun character. It's pretty cool. I'm excited for and you actually aren't going to get to see him for quite a while, which is even cooler.
He is that dark.
No, but it is like an
You
actor is
can't
playing
see
the
him,
role
he's
kind of
so
thing.
dark.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's-
then now you've got me to understand your story.
right.
Now
so,
get me to understand how that goes across different, just a little sample of each little place it would play and
of,
how that
of
works.
the transmedia.
Yes.
So okay, so we've the show's interactive. So when you see it, like the first episode will be a 4 or 5 minute piece, and then at the end of that piece, you can branch off and choose 3 different other storylines to follow. But all these storylines interconnect with one another,
Ooh.
so it's very interactive.
That needs a lot of filming.
Yeah, sure, it's a lot of filming.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to see it
So
so bad.
So part of this is not only for all the fantasy geeks out there, and we geared the show to where Game of Thrones ends, and this is to fill that gap for all those fans who don't get Game of Thrones for like 8 months.
Oh, you hear that, Malia? Malia Molino.
Malia, are you watching?
Malia Molino.
Hashtag
She's
Actually,
in the pie hole.
Malia's
and-
gonna probably be stalking you to be on this show.
That's okay.
You better anticipate a stalker.
I welcome stalkers.
All stalkers.
So yeah, so when you're watching the show, you can also, and we're looking at doing it weekly. And when you're watching the show, as a viewer, I did an experiment last year, and we did a show similar, where it's kind of choose your own adventure. I wanted to see what the retention rate was on how many viewers would watch a piece and then go to the different storylines.
Yeah.
But more importantly, how many of those viewers would watch the intro, pick a storyline, and then come back and choose those other 2 storylines. It's pretty much as a content creator on YouTube, it's maximizing your view count.
Mm-hmm.
So for technically shooting, like say it's a 10-minute episode, but you're splitting it up like that, you're getting 4 views for the price of 1, right? That's how we're kind of viewing it. So inside those videos are hidden links that you would never know unless you scrolled over them, that would take you back to a website and unlock a whole new video, unlocks a trait from a character. It's super interactive.
Like Easter eggs.
Like what?
Like Easter eggs.
I'm
Totally like
I'm
Easter eggs.
tired.
See, you proud that I knew that one too?
Trying to comprehend all this.
Right. And then to fill the gaps between episodes, we have journal entries from our characters who are traveling around.
What?
We're working on this interactive map that you can create a character and then go into the land that I've created and go look at the land. We're using Instagram as a platform to showcase beautiful pictures, set extensions and stuff of different places and different locations and landmarks in this world. So it's very interactive, and it's just it's utilizing a lot of different platforms.
So then, like for instance, Twitter, each character will have their own Twitter kind of thing.
No, Twitter is kind of the hard part because we're in a fantasy-based realm where
Twitter
it's
doesn't
really hard.
exist?
It's not like Bernie's show where his characters can have profiles and tweet.
So my Bernie Sue's, both Emma approved and Lizzie Bennett diaries. But
So we're trying to use Twitter and Tumblr more for like production announcement type stuff, but Facebook for some journal entries. We want a lot of traffic to come back to an actual the interactive website.
Okay.
And it's a lot of planning and it's a ton of work, and I couldn't do it without these 2 guys right here.
And who are these
And
2
then-
guys?
So these are my producers. This is
Guido Oreo. I'm actually I was one of the producers or the producer on the first go around with Legendary. We did some test shooting back then. And then David joined us.
I'm David Shatnoff, and I'm one of the other producers on the show, and lucky enough to be paired up with Jay on this go around for this project. And I'm working on a couple other transmedia projects this year, which is insane because of the amount of work that kind of goes into it. So working on this one, it seems like because we don't have that like extra Twitter interaction and stuff like that, it seems like we'll be able to manage the transmedia aspect of this project a little easier than with a show like Bernie Sue's Emma Approved or something bigger where you can really get into some of those other forms of getting your content out there. So yeah, and my background's indie filmmaking and producing on that end, and I have a lot of audio experience also. So that's kind of, we talked about that yesterday, but yeah, and that's me. And then we have Collier over here, who's joined the team.
This is a funny story, though.
This is a funny
It's a
story.
really funny story. Because the first time I met you, Jen, was at New Media Expo.
It was.
And the first thing out of Jen's mouth is she introduces me to Collier, and she says,
Because I introduced
if you
Collier
move to
everybody.
LA, you have to use him as your DP. And that's kind of the rest is kind of
Wow.
And
so
then we
basically,
did.
you owe me 10% of everything forever.
Your entire life.
So
I've made a deal with the devil.
So the first time I met Collier, we chatted, via either texting or email or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be doing some location scouting, so we went to go look at a castle out in Glendora, and that's the first time we met. We're like, oh wow, this
At
is really
this
cool.
very interesting castle. It's
Interesting castle is
it's like
the
part castle, part bohemian hippie commune. And if we were going to shoot this kind of thing as like a steampunk kind of cool Game of Thrones thing, this is the perfect location. Seriously, this place is amazing.
If we were going to do an
For what
episode
we're
of
doing.
Hoarders there, we could.
Oh
we could do
yeah,
it.
and also that.
Can we all
and
step
it's a
back
little,
for
it's a little
second?
suspect too.
Jenny, did you hear what he said though? Was when I first met Collier at a castle. Why don't we on location scouts?
Okay.
Okay, I'm
if
sorry,
anyone
hold
is
on,
out there
helicopter?
listening and I
Okay,
haven't
never
met
mind.
you
He
yet,
Don't start.
He wins.
I
He
want to
wins.
meet you at a castle. Okay? So tweet me at whatever castle you want to meet at, and I will be there.
Oh yeah, we went all over the castle. We went up the turrets. We went up the.
It was
the
a little.
guard
It was a
towers.
little
It's like a
suspect. Wasn't it? It was a
romantic
little
afternoon
sketch.
you guys
It
had.
was
It was a little
very
sketchy.
interesting experience. The
It was cool,
tunnels were quite interesting.
Ooh, what happened in the
Co-
tunnel?
Collier sends me this video so I can like see it because I was up in the Northwest, and I'm like, he sends me the link and I start watching it and I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is like 11 minutes long, and it was a full-on castle. Like I don't know how many corridors are on that place or rooms or just
There were-
craziness. But
Jay,
Is this
Jay,
something we could just
camera
go
brevity is
visit?
not my specialty.
Can we just go?
Brevity
is
with a lens is
No.
not my specialty.
Can we just have a day where
No, can we? Is something we
It's
can
really
we just
cool.
go there?
They
Can
do
I
tours.
Just go there and
They actually do tours. Like it's
Yeah.
part of the Glendora.
what is the name of this?
It's called Rubel Castle. It's in Glendora, California, which is like.
How
you
far
know,
is that? Is that out
it's
of my
like-
circle
it's
of where
out
I'll
of your- well,
drive?
you won't drive.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
yeah,
mind then.
You'll have to be driven there.
they've
And
I
they
don't-
do
I don't go
tours.
past
Like
the
the
valley.
historic society, like guy had to like let us in and
Yeah.
take us on the tour. It was really crazy, but it's a very bizarre place. But it's cool. But
and they've shot stuff. I know IGN has shot a few things there. They've shot some music videos there.
Yeah.
So they've definitely used it. But T-Mobile shot a
Yeah.
phone commercial for
AT&T.
Frankenstein there, or 18, one of them, yeah. So I mean, it's usable, but it like when I was looking at the video, it's definitely pretty crazy and
I must
crazy.
say, I need to
And
back
people
up.
actually live
It's an
there, which
option.
is even crazier.
even crazier.
So you actually just moved here recently, but haven't you been shooting here for a while? Like shooting for
yeah,
one of the biggest internet.
yeah. I've been doing stuff for Machinima now for a year, a little over a year.
From the north.
From the Northwest,
West.
and I just made this move officially on Sunday afternoon. Oreo picked me up from the airport. We went to his house, and then I flew. I still have not been to my new house.
Holy moly!
So yeah. And
well,
we-
welcome to Las Vegas.
Right.
You're not even in LA. You didn't even get to go to LA.
Yeah.
place you do not live.
Yeah, it's this has
He's
been,
alre-
this has been
he's
quite
alre-
the trip.
He's already
he
he's left
moves like I do.
Portland, and he has yet to step foot into his permanent residence.
Yes.
But that's kind of cool because it really shows that you can make stuff no matter where you live in the world and still get it on the
You can, but I
Tell
think
us the challenges. That's great.
I think that working in small communities, other places, small film communities, they have their pluses, and then there's a lot of negatives that come with that. And one of the negatives being like having to meet with someone that's as big as Machinima to go through projects, to have meetings, to get approval on projects. You kind of have to be down in LA
Yeah.
to go in and out and to really have steady projects coming through.
Did you find people weren't taking you as seriously because you weren't in LA? 'Cause
No,
I know
it's
I
not
have
that.
prejudice sometimes.
It's not that. It's just popping up with a new idea or writing a new script and not wanting to be like send it to them. You want to meet with people. You want face-to-face conversations.
Yeah.
Because that's you know how the Hollywood game works. You have to pitch something. So it's like you want the face-to-face them to pitch it to them and sell that idea. And that's what I was like. I have to be down there.
Are you allowed to tell us the story about how you got the original story you told me about how you got into the Goonies room the first time? Can you tell that? Because I think it's interesting that you didn't live here.
I didn't. So I guess I can tell that story. So I was living.
Screenwriters, listen.
I was
this
living
is for you.
in Portland, Oregon, and I went to community college because the previous occupation I had a girlfriend who was just like, no, you need to do something else with your life. I was like, okay. So I went to community college and started screenwriting, and me and my professor clashed so hard over his opinions on film and mine, to the point where he gave me an A in the class because of that reason. No one else would like voice their opinions on things, which was great, but it taught me a lot. And so pretty much what happened was I would just go home and write all the time, like night and day, stay up for days on end and write. So in my first 4 months, I think I wrote 3 feature films and 2 web series, for a total of 12 or 1,300 pages of content. What that led to was, at that time, and this is 5.5 years ago, Coldcast was the emerging thing on as a off YouTube network. And so they greenlit a show that I wrote that was a mob show, and I managed to get Christopher Cerrone on it, who actually played the young Henry Hill in Goodfellas. Scorsese's Goodfellas. You've seen it, right? Okay. Right? Please tell me.
She doesn't like
Here's the thing.
dark movies like that.
I have never seen Goodfellas on purpose, or Godfather, or Scarface, or I know we're losing viewers as I speak.
You're missing out.
But it's just not. No. They used to in college. I would go over to the guys' houses in college. I got my best friends, and the boys would have it on repeat. It would just always be on, and so I've seen pieces of it here and there.
She's never seen Swingers either.
I've never seen Swingers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my God!
But I've never seen Cars or
Cars wasn't very good.
Or
you haven't seen
Lego Movie
Frozen.
or Frozen.
Legos.
Okay, but let's clarify something about Frozen really quick.
Okay.
Frozen is not the greatest Disney movie ever made,
It's
and
not?
everyone's making it out to be the greatest Disney movie ever made.
I think people are excited because it's the first time we've had amazing music in a long time in a Disney movie, but it was meant to be it was meant to be a marketing machine, and it was and you can see it when you're watching it. You can feel that.
Yeah, okay.
But Lego Movie, everything is awesome.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh. Everything is awesome.
Jen was supposed to take me to the Lego Movie, and she hasn't yet.
Jen's
I just want to
wholesome.
put that
I
out
don't
there.
have time to take you to Lego movies. I'm here doing Road2NAB show and talking to Jay Lee and his people. I'm very, very tired now by the fact that none of
need
you have
food.
seen any good
That's
movies.
why.
I've seen 2 good movies
So we have
recently.
some good films that
What
Jen
did you
Page
see
should
good?
watch.
Captain America is amazing.
Okay, don't tell me anything I haven't seen.
right.
La 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 la.
And if
What
you
was
haven't
good?
seen 300 Rise of an Empire,
Really?
wow.
Go see Captain
Really?
America and go
Wow.
early so you can see the
Better than the
Scion
original?
commercial that my actor Mickey Shalowa is
As
in.
good as the
Yeah, Mickey.
What
I
is that?
saw
What
it. He's
was?
a badass. Mickey is in a Scion commercial where he walks away from the car and the car's blowing up and he's walking in slow motion. And he was in the Road2NAB show.
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
So
awesome.
to the screenwriters out there,
Yes.
so I wrote and did the show, got its cold cast, and then ended up getting an agent who was really small and got her some scripts. And what it eventually led to is I got a gig doing revision work on the Escape from New York remake, which I hope will see the light of day sometime. And it was super fun because Gerard Butler was attached, and it was really cool because I had just seen 300, as we were just talking about here. And it was Gerard Butler's playing Snake Plissken. This is awesome. But Kurt Russell had a really big problem with it apparently, so there were some issues there. But that's it. From there, I just happened to have an in and get a script pushed up through kind of the upper echelon of crazy executives.
But it was a script that was a spec based on Goonies.
Based on my fandom of Goonies, because I come from the Northwest in Oregon. I have grown up surfing in Seaside, right next to Astoria. My uncle used to take me treasure hunting with my cousin when we were kids. I've spent so much time on that coastline.
Is one-eyed really real?
Is he real? Is that a
Say yes,
thing?
'cause don't
Maybe.
make me cry. Yeah, that's that answer.
There might be some crazy, abandoned
was that supposed to
places
be
up
Have you
there.
found
Because you had the
treasure?
microphone in your hand. Was
I
that
do
supposed
have
to
a
be, like,
story
an
about
aside?
finding treasure.
He has a story about finding treasure.
I just told this
Shut
to
up,
Dave and
you two.
Oreo the other day. So being massive fan of Goonies and surfing a lot, I've been surfing for years. There was a cove I wanted to check out. This is a true story. This is crazy. And I was 23, 24. We went to Devil's Punch Bowl, which is Otter Rocks, one of my favorite surf spots in Oregon, Central Oregon coast. And there was a group of people surfing that day. It was a nice, warm, sunny, hot day. So I was like, I'm going to take this day to go check out this other cove, but you have to paddle around this point. So I paddled around the point and came face to face with like 200 sea lions.
What?
It was nuts. So they all dove in the water. They're going underneath me. So I paddled in. There's this huge bluff in this little cove, and I'm sitting there just enjoying the sun. And it's all like, it's not sand. It's actual clay that's kind of been washed out of this cove with these big cracks. And I was sitting there, and I looked down, and something caught my eye, and I was like, this is metal in here. I wonder what this is. So I started digging in there and started picking out mini ball bullets from the 17th century.
Wow.
No joke.
Oh my.
And I've got like 15 of them in my hand. I'm like, holy cow. So I paddle back around, run up to an Ace Hardware, buy a hammer and like 2 like paint chippers, put them on my surfboard with duct tape, paddle back around the cove into there and start digging. Found a sword sheath, a sword hilt.
That's amazing.
This is
The
incredible.
front,
This is so
front,
cool.
the front like petrified piece to a rowboat that has like some scrawl on it. And like a bucket of mini ball bullets, including a bunch that have been shot into wood and flattened.
Do you have photos online anywhere?
It's all in the Newport Historical Museum.
So
I took it up
So
there,
you
turned it
found treasure and turned it
in.
into a
I can't really
museum.
say it's treasure, but it was.
It's
I mean,
treasure!
It was a find. It was definitely
That
a
is
find.
treasure.
So if you go back in history in Newport, I mean, you know, the Spaniards had been coming to our coastline way before, you know, Lewis and Clark ever went out there and stuff.
Way
so-
before One-Eyed Willie did.
You really do want to know about One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah.
There is definitely some awesome legends up in Oregon that have similar people like One-Eyed Willie in them. But, so yeah, I'll say sure. One-Eyed Willie's true. He's real.
He's
Sure.
real. You got
So we turned it into the historical museum, and we came to find out that like Newport was a haven for like oyster wars way back in the day, and people were hanging and pillaging and blowing ships up all due to like the oyster trade.
It's a reality show on A&E, Oyster Wars.
Really?
It's pretty
It
crazy.
is not.
I'd fight over oysters.
So yeah, so it was like
'Cause I half believe you,
having a
Dave.
childhood fantasy come true. Like I found something.
That's amazing.
So it's fun. It's cool.
That's awesome.
Well,
I would rather let's go film there, not Alaska.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go there.
right?
Let's go find
Find more
treasure.
treasure.
So I'm gonna lift the we're about to
The
end
veil.
here, so I want to just kind of boost our energy back up, find some fun. Let's just talk about crazy, fun, weird. I don't know. I liked the movie thing. You said that you've seen Captain America. We haven't had time to see movies. You haven't even seen a movie in probably the last 3 years. What's the last movie you saw in the theater? You don't even know. You don't even know. That is sad.
If I saw
That is sad.
probably the last movie I saw
You guys really
was Blue Jasmine at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, and that was like a year ago. Maybe. No, I've seen other things. I don't know.
You guys
What's-
really got to go see Captain America, and
I don't
gotta
know.
go see it.
I'm gonna go see that.
I
I
saw
see
something at the
I see
ArcLight
every
recently.
superhero movie that comes out, even if I don't want to see it. Even if I watch a trailer and I'm like, this looks awful, I'm still there seeing it.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the episode before Captain America came out, and then was it last night's episode? Tonight's episode? Apparently tie-in, like the episode before it came out was set this thing up, and I was like, oh, crazy, what if it's going to tie into Captain America? Then I saw Captain America and was like, holy cow. And then tonight's episode, or whenever it airs, this next one, like, is the fallout that
You're
happens
still
after Captain
watching
America.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I didn't like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when it started. And I said, I'm a Marvel fan, I'll hang on.
I tried for so long.
You've got they introduced Deathlock like 3 weeks ago. You have to start watching it now.
Okay, what episode should I
It
start back
disappeared
at?
off of my on
Because-
demand though.
They,
Where did
they,
it
they
go?
got a weird schedule. They were like bopping in and out, and now that the Captain America, they're on their
It's all
solid
up
schedule
there.
weekly again. So
Everybody out there, what movie should we go see? Because we don't have a lot of time. So Captain America, I saw the Muppet movie and I was like, I just wanted to sleep, which was sad because I really liked the first Muppet movie a lot.
Yeah. Go see 300.
I don't know if I like 300.
What?
I didn't like 300.
She crazy.
I thought it was
crazy.
really just overdone and bad acting.
What?
Sorry,
Dude,
I'm an
she walked out of
acting-
Dallas Buyers Club.
I'm an
Oh,
acting
really?
snob.
Really?
I
You
did-
walked out
I-
of Dallas Buyers
I walked
Club?
out
I brought over a screener.
Okay, but here's the Dallas
15
Buyers
minutes
Club.
into
Okay,
it.
but
So you
here's
didn't walk out of a movie. You walked out of the
Oh,
room.
I will
'cause
walk
it
out of a
was-
theater.
So did you watch True Detective?
we've watched one episode, but I haven't had time to watch more. I have a whole queue of Hulu that's just dying for my attention.
Wow.
Like The Voice.
Tough crowd over
Love
here.
The Voice. But no, so Dallas Buyers Club though, I thought it was amazing acting. But the problem is the lead character had nothing redemptive about him. I couldn't stand. I was just like, you know what? He's a dick. I don't care about him. I'm wasting my time.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
He didn't. I didn't care. So I was like, I'm not wasting my time with this movie. I'm tired. I have a lot of shit to do. See, I think when you're this busy, you have to make decisions on where you spend your time.
It's true.
So
Actually,
we
Yeah.
went
So you
to a
go watch
10
the
a.m.
Muppet movie.
Veronica
I'm pretty
Mars movie
opinionated.
together.
Veronica Mars was awesome.
I loved it.
It was
I'm
great.
just saying.
Veronica Mars movie came out already?
Okay, but here's the thing.
I haven't seen it yet.
If you're a
I don't know if I
Veronica
will.
Mars, but if you watch the show, which was a great show, you love the movie. It's
Come on,
fine.
tweeters. Nobody's giving us a movie. to
So
watch.
when are they gonna
Should we go see?
when are they gonna kickstart Firefly?
I couldn't get into Firefly. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I love.
Jen is losing fans by the
Buffy
Me and
minute.
Collier, every time he says that, me and Collier
So we're
cringe.
gonna stop the show and turn off her microphone.
Buffy
I like
was
working
one
with
of
her.
my
I like it when
favorite
she works.
series
Makes
ever.
me work.
I've watched it a million times. Angel, almost anything. You can't go wrong. But Firefly, I couldn't. I can't do the space pioneer
Cowboy
thing.
thing.
I didn't really get into Star Trek.
Okay.
Okay, the movie. I love the Star Trek movies. The new
The
ones.
new ones.
Are
Cut her
so
off.
good.
Cut
The
her
new ones are
off.
amazing.
So good.
The new ones are amazing.
Yes.
You'll quickly learn with me there's no in between. Everything right. Everything's amazing or like the most best thing ever, or it really sucks.
The new Star
I
Trek,
have no
the
in
latest
between.
one was pretty.
Wasn't it? The movies
frickin'
are great.
badass.
Yes.
Which one?
The latest one, the Into Darkness.
You liked it better than the first
Cumberbatch.
one they did?
But I'm not a Trekkie. Like I don't know the whole story of Star Trek, so I'm not a hardcore fan. Just from an entertainment purpose.
Right.
Like I normally wouldn't go see that movie, but it's J.J. Abrams, and I thought it was fantastic.
See,
I loved that movie, and I went with a friend of mine who is. I saw that at the Academy too, and I went with a friend of mine who is not into those types of movies at all, and he loved it. And I was like, okay, this is a true test of a movie. You've got me, you know.
I can't get on the Benedict Cumberbatch train.
You can't.
What? What?
I can't get on it.
Have you seen Sherlock?
Yeah, but I can't.
Yeah.
When I saw this new Star Trek, I was just like, no, can't do it.
I was into it, man. I was so.
I mean,
stoked.
I think it's like, I think it's one of the best. Can you call it a remake? I don't know what you can call it. I guess a remake.
Reinvention.
Reboot. I call them
A
a reboot.
reboot. I think it's probably the best cast I've ever seen for a reboot.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I mean, they
cast.
dialed it, you know.
The first one I loved. What's your favorite space movie that ever came out?
That ever came out.
Okay, we don't have to. We're not
Ooh.
going to offend the
Massive.
space movies that you don't. The first one that pops in your head that you loved.
Spaceballs.
Really, Isis would love
Space
Isis
Jam?
loves
Did that
Spaceballs.
count?
So by space
Yeah.
movie, let's clarify.
It's
By
not
space
really
movie,
space.
you mean that's in space?
Movie that's in space, takes place in space,
Oh.
is kind of about space. You know, Star Wars or
Gravity.
No, the
Count, or
aliens
Gravity
come
could
down.
count, or
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Star Trek could
Or
count,
Jam.
or
Empire really
Avatar
would have
could
to be my
count.
pick.
Transformers doesn't count.
That's
Wait,
an
can
interesting
it be
question.
wait? Okay, so can it be a movie about things that came from space?
Right.
I think
Because
you're-
in which case, Space Jam counts. So does Independence Day.
Ooh,
I was gonna say. I mean,
yeah.
Independence Day's up there with
I
for
mean,
me.
we go to space in Independence Day, so there's that. What's happening? We're
we
whispering.
are so busy here, guys. We actually have to go meet Black Magic because we are working with
Oh.
we're working with Black Magic to make some really magical big things happen. So we probably have about 10 minutes left. But
Yeah.
what's your guys' favorite space movie?
Favorite space movie? Oh.
The problem is filmmakers hate
You know-
to mention a favorite movie because they feel like they're going to offend all
Very
the
true.
other
They're gonna
movies.
offend all the other movies.
You know
and
that is
Oh,
kind
I
of true.
don't.
But you know what? I
I know my-
have to I
I've-
have to kind of sidestep the space movie thing because lately I've gotten into Doctor Who. I don't know
Oh,
if-
interesting.
Yeah, and Doctor Who covers like space, time, so it goes beyond just.
Listen,
And
is
doctors.
it
And
time
doctors.
travel? Because time travel stresses me out.
Not in
does
the
me
way
too.
that you're thinking.
Right.
Not like Star Trek, the Borg, and all that.
Like Back to the Future, every time Marty comes back and we see the second Marty, I get heart palpitating. I'm like, but what happens? Does this continue forever? Like, I don't understand. When does it? How does
no.
it stop?
Oh, no.
Does
Right.
it ever stop?
Like I find myself when you watch something to do with time travel, you start overthinking the whole thing. You're like, how many dimensions and planes are there? Like exactly, what happened to
Right.
Marty in that? Like it gets too
And then is he
complicated.
also the real Marty?
Is he going to make the ripple happen? He's
But
going to
then-
screw
The
everything
ripple,
up.
exactly.
The ripple messed you up.
Exactly, the ripple.
You have
so what if the
you
next
have the
Marty
two
messes
time
up the ripple?
continuums that separate, and then
There's too many
go back
ripples and too
to-
many Martys.
Yeah.
But people love the Doctor Who, man. I haven't gotten into the Doctor Who. I haven't watched it.
You gotta get into it from the very first reboot, which was like 2006 or something. Starting from that point on, it just opens up so many windows of creatures and time. And sorry, a little bit of the Italian is kind of coming out here.
So I get back from New Media Expo and I come and stay with Oreo in LA for like 4 or 5 days. The first thing that his wife and daughter are watching is Doctor Who, and they're like, "Have you seen Doctor Who?" I'm like, "No, I haven't jumped on that bandwagon, and I don't know if I really want to." But they're watching it, right? So I'm watching how they're reacting to it, and just their reactions got me into it. So I started watching it, and we binge watched for like 4 straight days Doctor Who. But I can honestly say I haven't watched an episode since I left his house.
Yeah, so it's
It was more so their enthusiasm from the show made me enjoy it.
Well, plus I think that the binge watching it really changed. It like for me, like ABC Scandal is a great example. I was going through sort of a breakup and I was in depression, so I was want to watch a show, and for like 3 days I watched ABC Scandal and I could not stop. Like I couldn't work, I couldn't do anything. It was so good. But now when I watch it week to week, I'm just kind of like, there's something about the binge watch.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. I'm into the binge. I cannot wait to go home.
I did it with Breaking Bad.
I have no time.
I'd never seen an episode of Breaking Bad, and they announced the season finale, and I was like, I guess it's time I watch it. So I watched every season over the course of like 4 days, and then that night I watched they aired the finale. Best way to watch it ever.
Really?
It was the best way to watch it ever. I was in it for 4 straight days. Season finale, I was like, that's the end of that thing. Cool, moving on to the next one.
I stopped after the 3rd season. The character, the Aaron Paul's character, he reminded me of my ex's little brother who was a crystal.
Well,
I won't talk about it. Anyways, like I wanted to kill the kid, so I wanted to throw something at my computer monitor because that's where I consume my
I wish
media.
we could keep doing. We could nerd out on this all day.
All day, but we gotta go. I gotta go talk. We gotta talk to Black
Is this
Magic.
a new show?
Black
Is it a new show? Is this
We
a
actually
geek
talk
show?
cameras
Here's the
and
thing.
cool shit
Here's the
like
thing.
that.
We actually just were talking about this today, and we were like, this would be really fun to do every week. So
Every single week.
I think we're going to talk with Justin TV, who's been helping us been live streaming. We're going to talk with New Media Expo and Rick Calvert and see if they want to host us on their site.
Nice.
And then we could see you guys like once a month. We could just nerd out on stupid things like this
For hours.
We're gonna do it at my house.
We're not going to come. We're not.
You're making it a
Why don't we do
studio.
it
He's trying to do that publicly. So
I
that
got
happens,
couches and I.
Why don't
I
we do it at the
that's lit up.
castle?
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're
Castle.
talking.
Oh wait a minute. What did he say? What did he
Do
say?
it at the castle.
Do the castle.
We are gonna live stream from a castle,
the
and I
castle.
will
So listen,
meet you there.
we have to wrap up, but we need to really quick. I want to thank you guys for coming. Please tell us really quick where we can find your show or you or whatever information you want us to know about you guys.
So you can find information on Legendary currently on Facebook.com/Legendary Series, and there's going to be another big announcement coming up within the next month as to where our show is going to be distributed, because we can't give that away right this
Legendary
second.
Series on Facebook, so you can follow this whole saga and find out when to watch it and see if Jenny Curtis makes a show or Malia Molino, and we're gonna vie for that because otherwise I have to just sit here and pet her.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stay at home and watch it like you guys.
Now, one of the reasons I know we have to go, but one of the reasons that we didn't talk about, one of the reasons why we were here at NAB is because of all the new technology that we plan on using in our show.
It's been a good trade show for that.
Yeah.
So why don't we
I can't wait to play with
offline
toys.
after this? Why don't we catch up with you guys and do a little quick 5-minute segment shooting on the Black Magic, Collier on camera with whoever wants to be on camera, and just do a little blah blah that you could throw up on Facebook.
It'll be awesome.
And
Awesome.
then they can know more. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Gawk.com and Carl's Ice Lenses. You guys have been
Red Rock
amazing.
Micro.
Red Rock Micro. We got to meet today, and
It was
Zeiss
fantastic.
too. They're so good to
Black
us.
Magic Design, Paralinks.
And of course, NAB Show for treating us like rock stars, and New Media Expo for letting us do ridiculous things like this show.
Yep.
We love you guys so much. You are
We love
really
you, Rick,
revolutionizing
Coach
our
Deb.
lives
We love you guys.
and New Media, and Dynamic for your contribution to us, and everybody in our team, our cast and crew. We will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big one, 9 a.m.
9
Pacific Standard Time, 2 hours. We're going to
Have
have the
some
directors.
breakfast with us.
Listen, we're going to have the directors. We're gonna have clips from the movies. You're going to actually get to see. Jenny's going to talk about it with Collier. You're going to see clips. It's the first time you're going to get to see him, and it may be the last time for a while. So
Maybe
tune
the
in
last
9
time
a.m.
you'll ever
tomorrow.
see my
Thank
movie.
you guys so much. Bye.
See ya.